Hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka the Weather Gamer, bringing you the APA Academy Season 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, hang on. Season 3. Yeah, it's Season 3. Checking APA server, yes it is Season 3. The Season 3 season recap for your Chicago Corviknights. Sorry, my brother coughed there. He's gonna do it again. Unfortunately, we did not win any of our last games that we needed to win to make playoffs. It wouldn't have mattered anyways, I don't think. Would it have mattered? Let's just scroll down and see. Yeah, had we won, we would have made playoffs. We would have pushed either Flame or Kurt out, so it sucks, but you know, it is what it is. I started this season saying, you know, if I get 2 wins, I'll call it lucky and I'll call it a successful season because I'd never played Wi-Fi before. Panther set the, in my mind, unreasonable goal of make playoffs. 6 wins make playoffs at the beginning of the season, and I knew that was probably not going to be an obtainable goal. Just based on me transitioning into Wi-Fi and not knowing what I was doing, adjusting to timer and all that. So, I'll take 3 wins. I'm disappointed that the season ended the way it did, losing, I believe it was 4 straight. Yeah, disappointed losing 4 straight. But I did learn a lot and have a lot of fun with this season. So we did actually put them on the kill leaderboard. Hydreigon made it in to 15th, which I will take, considering that, and it's actually tied for 12th with a bunch of mons. I'll take that, considering I had never done Wi-Fi before, and then I had G-Max Caparage in the top 25 as well. So, you know, I'll take it. It feels good. So, as far as the, like, season itself goes, where is Academy? There it is. We ended up 3-7, -9. We finished 14th? Is that where I finished? Yeah, I did finish 14th. I just wanted to make sure I had that right. Did finish 14th. I did not qualify for playoffs, but I thoroughly enjoyed Wi-Fi. I was very happy when I could stop genning. I don't like genning. I do like actually trading. As much as it took for time to do that, I still enjoyed doing it. I still had a lot of fun doing it. I am looking for more Wi-Fi leagues, so if any Wi-Fi commissioners are watching this video, hey, hit me up. I'm more than happy to join Wi-Fi leagues. I will come back to Academy when Season 4 comes out. I hope they'll take me back, because I did thoroughly enjoy Wi-Fi. I do like it. I adjusted very well. And honestly, I just made some really crappy plays in a couple of games. Had I not made those really crappy plays, I probably would be sitting in playoffs, and I can actually scroll up and find that, because I wrote a whole post when I got knocked out. Yeah, there it is. I could have been 5-5 potentially. First off, I forfeited a match mid-season for reasons that I'm not going to discuss. If I had that game back, I'd be potentially in playoffs if I'd won that one. I misplayed versus Jack early by not trick rooming again in front of Machamp. Had I just trick roomed with Orbeetle in front of Machamp, I probably would have beat Jack, because it would have come down. It came down to a 1-0 because I couldn't beat Scarfed Celebi, but I would have still had checks to Scarf Celebi. Had it not been for the fact that I took way too much damage on Mons to Machamp and didn't trigger him again. So I very well could have maybe beat Jack there. I misplayed versus George, sacking Gengar turn 1. Had I not sacked Gengar turn 1 to Jellicent, I possibly could have won that game as well, because I would have had Gengar to stop Phalanx from running up on me and doing so much damage, and would have still had it in the back to potentially beat the Cinderace as well. If it wasn't for a high roll versus Shuckle King, he got the high roll on my Rhyperior. Had he not gotten that high roll, Rhyperior survives and puts Zero Aura in Shadow Ball range, and Gengar sweeps at the end of that match. So, a few plays here and there, and I could be sitting at 6-4 or 5-5 potentially. I mean, it's all speculation at this point, but so I feel like I adjusted to Wi-Fi well, and I was actually able to hang with the Wi-Fi coaches who I didn't think I stood a chance against when I started this season. So, as far as career goes, I'm 88 and 125, minus 163 now. I still have WWC stats to go in there. It's only going to get worse before it gets better. Gen 8, we're 21 and 28, minus 32. Gen 8's still close enough that I feel good. I can still rebound and get that going my way. I just need to not have these big minus differential seasons and try to get some more of these seasons like NCL Season 2 where I get plus 19 differential, or, I mean, just something so I don't continuously have these massive negative differentials. So as far as the replays go, win week 1 off of technicality. So, I mean, you could say, well, play that match out, what happens, fair enough. 2 losses, a win, a loss, a win. So by the final 4 weeks, I was at 3-3, kind of controlling my playoff destiny. And then we fell flat on our face. So, it is what it is. At least I won 3, but the last bit here, the Mon records, how did I deal with all these different Mons this season, because I know a lot of people care about that more than most. Alolan Ninetales, 32 and 29, 8 leagues I've done, counting the new league that I just signed up for, VBL. I've done 28 leagues, and I've drafted Alolan Ninetales 8 times. I need to stop drafting it. I only brought it to, I think, 2 games for this entire season. It did not do anything for me. I dropped it because I needed to go in a different direction. And I don't regret dropping it. I can't do Alolan Ninetales anymore. I have lost the early career magic. I think the last 3 times I've drafted it, it's maybe gotten 3 kills. So, it's truly just time for me to stop drafting Alolan Ninetales. I really, honestly need to put... The light just went out. Or a bulb just burnt or flickered. Interesting. I really do need to just put Alolan Ninetales to bed. It's time. I don't have much else to say on the old girl. Hydreigon, on the other hand, is challenging. Hydreigon jumped up in the top 5. Hydreigon is challenging the hell out of Garchomp. Almost toppled Garchomp. Going 10 and 5 this season. Hydreigon is such a beautiful dragon type. I love that thing to death. It's got good coverage, specs, scarf, life orb. I didn't even use the Nasty Plot set this season, now that I think about it. I did use the Dragon Dance set. Poorly, but I used it, and it did do a little bit of work. But at 22 and 10 now, it's 4 kill. If it's 4 deaths had been 4 kills instead, it would have tied Mega Garchomp for 3 leagues, 26 kills and 6 deaths. I don't know. Hydreigon's just a mon that I understand and I get, and, the Dragon Tamer keeps on taming. I still have so many dragons in the top 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dragons in my top 25. I'm just good with dragon types, so... But no, Hydreigon was a very good mon. I greatly enjoyed having it. I'm very glad I had it. because it definitely bailed me out several times this season. Very, very good mon. Expect me to draft it again. When, I don't know, but definitely expect me to draft it again because that thing has carried me quite a bit lately. Or not lately, but has definitely just carried me quite a bit. Next mon checking in, G-Max Caparaja. I hate this thing's design, but it's a very good mon. It went 8-7 this season. A lot of times it'd come in, get a kill, and then immediately get revenged by a faster fighting type, which is a huge problem, especially when you can't run Choppleberry to protect yourself. I think if Caparaja had been allowed to carry a Choppleberry, it might have gone off quite a few times. Instead of getting one kill and then dying instantly. It has a great move pool. Getting Fairy Stab, getting Grass Stab for bulky waters. Gets fighting coverage, which helps boost its special attack. The Steel Spikes are great. Very, very good deterrent for fairy types, which helped Hydreigon do the damage it needed to because fairy types would get worn down by those steel spikes. But it was really good. I wish that its defenses were a little better. Base 69s are not the greatest, and the fact that it's so slow that it gets beat by opposing fighting types is a real big problem. But if I get into another league that allows G-Maxing, I will look at Caparaja again. Do have other G-Max mods that I want to use before I go back to Caparaja, but I will definitely look at Caparaja again because it was a very good steel type for me. But checking in at 31. Flareon didn't do a lot this season. I think it went 1-2. Yeah, it went 1-2. Just didn't really bring it a whole lot, and when I did, I kind of screwed up and let it and Jolteon both die. So I got stalled out by a Corviknight. No, I still believe Flareon's a very good low-tier fighting type, or fire type. It is a Wish Passer. It does have some sneakily good defensive sets that I learned back in Indigo. I will definitely be checking it out again. I just have to find a team where I need a fire type, and then can grab Flareon. So it's a good mon. Definitely will use again. Coming in at 42. Gengar making a run up the charts here. I've used it 3 times. This is actually the first time I've gotten Gengar to go off at 6 and 5. The Gengar Hydreigon pair was just such a hard combination for people to deal with until I started running into Assault Vest Dark types. And then I had some trouble. Skuntank and Drapion, and I'm trying to think what the other Assault Vest Dark type I ran into that I had problems with. I don't know. I don't remember. But Assault Vest Dark types really became a problem for me. And that's something that I will have to look at getting a better fighting type. I should have brought Hitmontop more when I was facing those teams. I just didn't. Or I lost Hitmontop early in the game and couldn't deal with those dark types. But I will look at Gengar again. It is a bit of a glass cannon, but when paired with Hydreigon, I just had such raw offensive firepower that it was really hard for teams to switch in and take on both. And I kept playing the which one's Scarfed, which one's Specs game with both of them. So, I don't know. I liked it. It hadn't done much for me the last 2 times I drafted it, and I had openly tried to avoid Gengar, but it does have some sneakily good tech, like getting Dazzling Gleam and Giga Drain and several other things. So, interesting one. Milotic, I'm surprised that I got 6 kills with Milotic, to be perfectly honest. When I drafted Milotic, I was like, okay, Milotic's going to end up being one of those defensive bulky water types where I get like 1 kill and it dies 9 times or 10 times if I keep bringing it. So I don't expect it to do well, and I ended up picking up 6 kills with it, which is really, really funny to think about. I like Milotic. It is a very good bulky water type. I'm not happy that I kept running Scald, Recover, Haze, Toxic over and over again. I never did get to bring my competitive set. I never expanded past that. I ran Max with Flame Orb a lot, just because I needed something to check physical types, physical attackers quite often, which again forced Milotic in a lot. But you know, Milotic picking up 6 kills, I'm thoroughly impressed. I do like it. I think I prefer Vape over Milotic, just from a pure usage standpoint. Granted, I've only ever used each once, so I'll definitely try Milotic again and see how it goes. But it was serviceable and very surprising that it got 6 kills this season. So checking in at 48. Rhyperior 5 and 13. I think this is one of the worst differentials in my draft league career. That's the wrong purple. That's the right purple. I mean, it's a good tanky rock type. It got 3 kills this season. I've used Rhyperior twice. It was a good electric type, good electric type deterrent. I had to keep bringing Rindoberry on it a lot. I never did get off the Trick Room set with it, but, you know, that is what it is. I do like Rhyperior. I do want to continue to explore Rhyperior because ground types are one of those mons that I struggle with quite often, trying to find a good ground type on teams. I lean a lot on Mamoswine, which is not always good. Drill, Hippowdon when I run sand teams. So having another ground type that I can try and reliably use, such as Rhyperior, I will practice with it and see if I can't figure out how to make it work a little better. Because, you know, 5 to 13 is a terrible ratio. Passimian, arguably, one of the mistakes I made was dropping Passimian this season. I probably shouldn't have dropped it, but from a point standpoint, I needed to do it. Of course, that's what happens. In order to get, like, Decidueye and a couple of the other mons I picked up, I needed the points. So I ended up dropping Passimian, but it was doing well. I actually only brought it to 1 game. But having Scarf Passimian late this season, I think I would have been in a very good position, especially with some of the Sticky Web users I'd run into. Getting that Defiant boost would have been really, really good because I could have taken things on like Melmetal and some of those other those dark types that I was struggling to break. The Assault Vest dark types I was struggling to break. Having Passimian over Hitmontop might have been better. I will look into Passimian again. I do think it is a very decent fighting type, and it's relatively cheap in most leagues. Which I can sometimes get myself in trouble where I'm like, oh crap, I don't have the points to get one of the big heavy, like Conkeldurr or one of the other heavy-hitting fighting types. I need something that's a little bit on the cheaper end, and Passimian could be one of those future ones that I try. But, yeah, I think arguably that was one of the worst decisions I made this season was to drop Passimian. So. Alcremie never came, so nothing to say on it. It's literally just got its stats. I do want to use it again because I have yet to get to like fully try it out. That's really all I have to say on Alcremie. Orbeetle, massive disappointment. I've now used it 3 times once I factor in WWC. I can't make it work like Wolfie and Joey do. I just can't. It's a great defensive mon. It can potentially put in work when it needs to, but it just doesn't do enough for me. So I'll probably look at other Sticky Web users again, because Orbeetle just has not worked out. Eldergoss is a terrible mon. I literally never brought it this entire season. That's why I dropped it and picked up Decidueye, because I was struggling to break bulky waters. I had no electric type, and my grass type was freaking Eldergoss, and I could not break opposing bulky waters. It was a problem, and that's where I needed the points. And I unfortunately had to drop Pessimian, but no, Eldergoss is a terrible mon. Yes, it gets Rapid Spin. Yes, it gets Leech Seed. Yes, it gets Regenerator. That's where the buck stops. It is a terrible defensive mon. Because pure grass type, it's weak to so many things. It has no move pool. Honestly, Eldergoss is a trash competitive mon. It is worse than Cast Form, in my opinion. So, Noctowl 0-2. Again, I thought Noctowl might do something this season. It did nothing, and that's why I dropped it. Yes, Nasty Plot's cool. Yes, Tinted Lens is cool, but it just doesn't, still, even with the buffs to attacks and that it got, it just doesn't have the viability. It's outshone by things like Unpheasant and other lower tier flying types, so sucks. It's a cool mon. Its shiny was cool in the 2D games, but the 3D shiny is terrible looking colored, but that's it. Decidueye didn't really get to do a lot in Academy. It's a mon that I've had for such short time between here and WWC that I would like to continue to draft it and try it on some other teams and see, because I know it can be very annoyingly defensive and also be an offensive threat, plus it's hazard control, so I will come back to Decidueye, but there wasn't really much to say about it this season because it just didn't have enough time to shine and get a feel for it. Hitmontop, you know, it was nice for Intimidate. I was trying to check physical attackers with it, but I don't know. I've never had much success with any of the Hitmonchans. I'll look at top again, but I arguably, like I said with Pessimian, I think I was better with Pessimian than Hitmontop, and if it wasn't for the needing the points for Decidueye and Jolteon, I probably wouldn't have picked up Hitmontop. I would have left or stayed with Pessimian. And last but not least, speaking of Jolteon, it came to one game and died. I'm still looking for my first kill with Jolteon. It's 0-7. I still don't think it's that great of a mon. With the loss of Hidden Power, it's even worse now. So, I don't know. But that's going to be it for this season, guys. I thank all of you for the support and the patience, and you know, it was a learning experience. I'm glad I did Academy. I'm glad I did Wi-Fi, and now I'm hungry for more Wi-Fi. So expect to hopefully see me get some Wi-Fi leagues added here. But yeah, that's it for this APA Academy. Corviknight fans, I'll see you in the next one. I will come back to Academy if they will have me, and we'll see. It'll probably be post DLC, so we'll have 200 more mons to play with. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.